Marketing starts with the product or service. In Formula One, that means the racing itself. Fans and critics alike have complained that F1 is becoming too predictable, with the top three teams taking all the podium positions in 2017, bar one. The man in charge of reinvigorating the motorsport is Formula One veteran Brawn.
At its very core is the quality of racing, and that's what we have to work at improving. And we've seen a stronger polarisation of the teams at the front and the teams midfield over the last few years. The teams at the front have just got too good almost.
There are plenty of options to consider, starting with the car.
These cars generate a lot of aerodynamic performance, but that almost creates a force field between the cars. They can't get close enough. And we believe we can reduce that to a point where a following driver has a better chance of overtaking. We're looking at the sporting regulations, what we should do with the grid formations. You know, a staggered grid automatically means you're going to give that guy who's in front more of an opportunity. If you have a side-by-side grid, there's three guys, a proper front row. We're just coming to a conclusion of things we can do now for 19, which are going to be sporting and technical changes, but not new cars. And then we're looking at new cars for 2021.
And what about the circuits? Could we see more street racing in seasons to come?
Our team here have been working on some new street circuits for the future, where actually they're great circuits. I've seen some designs which are actually quite exciting. Some great fast corners, some overtaking opportunities, some great views. And when you can marry that within a great city, you can have a tremendous event. But I do believe in the heritage of the sport. I think it's very important. I think the Monzas, the Monacos, the Spas, the Silverstones, all of those core heritage circuits are still crucial for the position of the sport.
But then there's the issue of money. First up, how much money is spent on technology?
The diversity of results is quite important, but we mustn't make it artificial. It must come because we've created the right environment for the midfield teams to be competitive. And our vision is that we need to top out the amount of money that a team can spend in Formula One. And I think by having a budget cap, a cost control, you allow the freedom within that for the teams to show what they can do. But it limits how far away they can get from the opposition.
But that's not the only problem. In 2017, Formula One was estimated to have underlying revenues of around $1.4 billion. That came from hosting, media rights, hospitality and sponsorship. Around two-thirds of that goes to the teams, but with Ferrari controversially getting a bonus payment of nearly $70 million for simply turning up each year, a more equitable distribution of money is being considered.
The revenue and the revenue distribution for the teams is going to be a very difficult discussion. We have a proposal which we can justify, we can show why we think it's fair, why we think it's good for the sustainability of Formula One. Then, we'll defend our corner.
Well, that's what Brawn thinks, but what do the teams testing here in Barcelona really think?
Well, I think Ross is working very hard today to try to build a model which would suit the core values, which make a thrilling sport on track, but also connected to the fans.
I think the sport needs exciting racing, clearly variability. People cheering for the underdog is a factor, but we need to adapt to the challenges of the way media is consumed. Now it's on multiple screens, wherever, whenever.
The performance differentiation between the cars needs to be lower, so the access to a competitive level needs to be also cheaper. Teams needs to be sustainable. And more team competitive means more drivers fighting, overtaking, and obviously then the sports become a great show.
We'd like to be in a tough fight with some of our competitors. We embrace the competition. Nevertheless, we are trying to push our boundaries and our level of performance every year.
But what about that thorny issue of money?
I think all the money should go to McLaren, and I'm joking.
The framework is very different for the teams. There is some teams which are part of a large OEM that they see this as a marketing platform. Others come from a completely different environment like Red Bull, see it as a marketing platform as well. And then there are private teams which rely on the racing only. and it needs to make sense for everybody.
I think the responsibility for Liberty is now to impose the models they want, the models they believe in, and if the platform is sustainable and the growth is guaranteed in some way, I'm pretty sure most of the team will stay.
One thing you get for sure is difference of opinion. Everyone has a different opinion about what the solutions are, but we're presenting evidence that will enable the teams, ourselves and the FIA to make the best decisions about the future of Formula 1.
Hello, I'm James Wright. Thanks for watching Marketing Media Money. To check out more online videos, just click on the boxes and don't forget to subscribe to the CNBC Live channel at the bottom of the screen.